Howdy everybody in YouTube land. We are back on the SGI O2 or WeatherSTAR XL. So I have the frame out of the actual chassis and it's sitting on the table now, and I got it completely gutted. I went through here, I checked the contacts on all this stuff with a flashlight, everything looks fine. I made sure the ATX connector, well I call it an ATX connector, but really it's a Molex connector, of this power supply is meshing with the mezzanine board or moose head board, and to make sure that there's no problems there and everything looks like it's solid. So I don't know more what I can do at this point. So what I've done now is I've taken the motherboard back out and I've stripped it down entirely. So I have the processor over here set out of the way, which this is just your basic 180 megahertz CPU, nothing really special here. I want to make sure there's no damage where I've removed it or anything like that, and I don't see any. So we have that. I also removed the RAM. Let's see, I don't know, looks probably like generic or something, I don't know, but it's proprietary. You can tell by the edge connector. So again, I'm not surprised. Now I got it down to the bare board. There are two SCSI chips. Those seem to work fine because the CD-ROM drive works, the hard drive works, and they're on two separate buses. The graphics work, everything works. I'm just getting a core dump on the X session, and it throws an I2C or I squared bus code. So I was studying a diagram by a guy named Ian that's done a lot of work on these machines. It goes over the architecture of this particular machine, and I took the AV board apart, and as far as I can tell, the I squared bus is only used on this particular AV card, and it would not detect the AV card in the hardware inventory list. So something is definitely fishy with the I squared bus. But before I get too carried away, I could find which ones of these pins are the I squared and actually meter them to see if there's any shorts or anything like that, if there's any chips in there in between, or something along those lines. I have to study all those chips. But this is the 1327 board, and that's why this thing is so expensive. For some reason, these 1327 boards, you can't touch them for less than $1,000. I don't know what it is, because this has just got a base 180 megahertz CPU, so the cheaper 1027s or whatever would work fine in here. So I can probably go with that. But for now, though, what I want to do before I get too carried away is I want to put this one in. That's right, I have another one now. So somebody on the internet, some random stranger on the internet that I had a conversation with, God bless his soul, sent me, don't even know me from the next guy, sent me this O2 spare so I can do some testing and diagnosing. It's on loan. I don't own it or anything like that, so that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But it will help me determine where my fault is. So what I want to do is, I'm going to pull this out right now and not break this thing because it does not belong to me. Otherwise I'm stuck paying for it. So what I want to do is, let's see, what motherboard's in here? 1327 revision D, so this is newer. What I want to do is I want to take all the parts off of this out of the way and just have the bare motherboard. I want to put all my parts in this one because I want to roll out the motherboard here, because if I still get the same error and the same problem, then I know it's not the motherboard, it's something else. I have a feeling it's the motherboard, but you never know. So I think that's what we're going to do here, is we're going to pull all this apart. I don't know what speed CPU this is or anything like that, but that doesn't matter. So we're going to start taking this thing apart, and we're going to put my parts in here, including the RAM, and we'll test this thing again. Actually, I'm going to have to be careful because I was getting ready to pull the CPU out, and look, there's the standoffs are busted off where the CPU is held on, so that's going to be an issue, I think. We'll have to see how that works. Yeah. So in the adventures of rolling out everything, here's what I've done so far. I have my RAM in this board. I've got my PCI riser into this board. I have my CPU in there, and not only did I do that, I also swapped the Dallas real-time clock from my board into this one too. So this has everything that was on my board, because my board is now blank now, including that chip. So everything that was on my board is now on this board. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try to power this thing up. I'm not putting the AV card in there yet because in case it is bad, I don't want the AV card causing damage to this particular motherboard, because this motherboard is not mine. It's on loan. And it's just wonderful, the community we have out there, because this some person on the internet sent a random person me their motherboard, and these things are very expensive now, so I am indebted to them if this works. This allows me to troubleshoot things, and from that point I can determine if it's going to work right or not. So let me start getting this thing together, and then we're going to do a test and see what it does. Alright, so let's kick the monitor on. Alright, grab our power cord. So here comes the fun part. Nothing. Still nothing. Why don't I have anything? Oh, you know what? Well, I'm not going to get very far if it's not plugged in. There we go. Orange light. See what this thing does. Thing starts up a lot faster. See if I get the same error. Run diagnostics. Oh boy. I don't know, is it gonna boot? Let me think for a minute. Okay. What is... Okay, I'm rusty with... Alright, I'm gonna have to go on the internet and look this up because I'm on my phone right now to film this video, so I'll be right back. I was close. Print inv. Alright, so... Video output console keyboard address 775E, that's right. Let's see, reset in print. All right. Okay, boot. See what it does. I don't know if it's going to load the partition. Oh, that's interesting. I hear it trying to start up, but I've got no screenly doodle. Whoa, wait a minute. Huh. It's doing the same exact thing. That's interesting. Really now? Why? Huh. I wonder if my RAM is bad. That's interesting. Hold on. Let's go into Diagnostics. Let's turn the power off. Turn it back on. That's interesting. It does the same exact thing. It's not the motherboard. I'm hoping it's not the mezzanine or moosehead board. I don't know though. Run diagnostics. Alright, here comes the diagnostics. Let's see what this does. Does it give the same I squared bus error? Whoa. Yep, nope, it does not. It passed the register test. So the motherboard is definitely bad on the other one. But yeah, I did not get the same I squared error, so I know the motherboard's bad on the other unit. I'm wondering if I got to put the AV card in there because this is the drive that originally came with this system. So this is not the clean install of 6.5. This is something else. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back once this thing. Yeah, this is the version 6.3. Warning, could not, blah blah blah. Alright, well, we're going to come back after we let this thing sit for a minute, because it could just be slow. Okay, I let it sit for a bit, and it does the exact same thing. I stuck the AV card in there. Same thing, it won't detect it. So, this problem's getting deeper. The I2C error went away in the motherboard. I don't know if that means this board's bad or not. I don't know. But the behavior's the same, so chances are that motherboard's fine. The problem is elsewhere. I'm wondering if it's on this board here or... I don't know. That's weird. I guess what I need to do now... This is the original drive that the other one was trying to boot from. So maybe there's something wrong with the drive. But you saw I tried to do a clean 6.5 install in the last video and it didn't work. So... the guy that I borrowed the motherboard from sent me a working drive, so I'm going to go put that in there. It's in this... I don't want to do that. Address is on it. It's in that box over there, so 1 second. Ironically, the same HP drive. These things must have been popular. 300 gigs, so let's get this guy in there and get her loaded up. Okay, drive's in there. Let's plug the power in and turn it on. Alright. Let's see what the hell it does. You know, I would laugh if it was this monitor the whole time holding me up because there's something going on here. Yeah, it just fired up now. Alright. Oh god, that would be hilarious if it was this monitor holding me up. This thing doesn't make any clickety-clacking noises. Nope, I'm gonna have to go in there and do a reset and oh, you sucker. No. It won't start. Illegal magic number. Yeah. Huh. Well, I gotta figure out what's going on there. Apparently there's an environment variable that I have to put in here. I really gotta do something about this monitor. Alright. OSLoad file name / Unix. Okay. Nope, same problem. Dang it. So the drive that he sent me that boots won't boot on this machine. I put in that environment variable and I moved the drive over. As soon as the O2 screen comes up, it locks up. I can't do anything. So, oh boy, there's definitely something going on here. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to move to the next step in the troubleshooting process. We're going to change out the CPU and see if that makes any difference. So let's do that now. Alright, I got the CPU removed. I set it out of the way. I got the new one in. I didn't video it because it takes 2 hands to do this because the whole mechanism's got to come out. Okay, let's see what happens. See what happens. Will it work or will it explode into a ball of flames? Same thing, it freezes. Yeah, see, it won't. Alright, well, we got a problem here. Yeah, that's very strange. Well, let's move on to the next thing. Okay then, so we moved right on down the line. I pulled the AV card out just in case. So I took my RAM out and stuck the other RAM in there that came with this board, and now we're back up. So good. Maybe the RAM was the problem the whole time, but we still got to figure out why the disk is not booting. So we'll do that here. I don't know how this drive was set up. It's probably not correct, but I will do some research and figure that out. Alright, now we're starting up again. I have the drive in there now, and I had to do that OS file name / Unix in the environment prom, and then turn it off and back on again. So I think we're going, but we're going to find out. We'll see if this one freezes. The last thing, I got the RAM swapped, I got the CPU swapped. The last thing really is the monitor. I mean, we're back to where we were before. Starting IP or LP spooler. I don't know what it's doing. Yeah, it's hanging up right here. Well, it's trying to do something. Nah, I don't have the Ethernet plugged into here though. So, well, we're gonna come back if anything changes. Alright, now we're back. Let's see. Hold on, what's the password? Okay, looks like we're back to where we were. Yep. It's trying to do something. I hear it in the background. No, it's the same thing. Son of a bitch. Huh. I wonder if it is the monitor. What if this thing is picky on the monitor you use? Oh, wouldn't that be something? Holy crap. Alright, so the next thing I need to do is, first off, I want to turn it off. The next thing I need to do is, the last two things left really is to swap out the PCI riser and the Dallas chip back over. And that's it. Once that's done, there's nothing left. I mean, yeah, let's do that final thing and see if it still has that problem. And if it does, yeah, I think I know what our problem is going to be at that point, which is I have no idea what it is other than this mezzanine board or the monitor. So, all right, well, let me unplug that and let's discharge it. All right, and let's swap out the PCI card cage, and we'll swap out the Dallas chip. All right, I went ahead and changed out this slot and the Dallas chip, so this board is running on all of its original stuff that it came with when it was sent to me. So I'm kind of out of ideas to see at this point where we are. See, okay, the root login comes up, so we have that at least. What happens here? Okay. Same thing. Mouse with no... Okay. Well, we're nowhere closer than we were last weekend. Yeah, so here we are another weekend down, and we're stuck. So, the only thing left, monitor. I mean, that's it, really. Let's see if I can't go find another monitor. And we'll try that. I mean, I'm kind of out of ideas at this point, really. Unless this board here is bad. So, I mean, it's possible. Alright, now we've reached a whole new level of ridiculousness. I grabbed out a CRT. So, let's try this crap again. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to work with this tube, but we'll see. Yeah. I'm running out of ideas here, guys. I swear, this is... Yeah. O2, starting up the system. It's less green. Yeah, it's less green. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. No, it's not. It's still very green. Of course, this monitor is kind of green naturally anyway. The CRT's got to be recalibrated. I replaced this tube, and that's a long story. Yeah, this is going to take a minute, so let me bring you back. Alright, so, okay. Will the monitor support the resolution this thing is getting ready to switch into? Yeah, it does. I'm amazed. Whoa. That's new. I didn't have this before. Root. Oh my god! Are you shitting me? It was the monitor! The whole time it was the monitor! Are you kidding me? How does this happen? How does a... Oh my god. It was the monitor! Oh my god! Why? Why? My life is a comedy. It was the damn monitor. Oh my god. Oh, hey, it's Jurassic Park. Oh my god. Oh, shit. Fuck. A duck. Okay. Pardon my language. But, I mean, seriously. Seriously. Why? Okay, all right. I think we're headed somewhere here. Maybe a little. All right. Oh shit. Now that that's out of the way, the only thing left to do now is to pop in this AV card. So what I want to do there is this plastic is extraordinarily brittle, so we're gonna carefully pop this thing back together because this thing fell apart on me. It didn't. I didn't pop this apart. It just kind of came apart. Yeah, see, it's not wanting to. There it goes. Ugh, I don't like that sound. Sounds very. I'm gonna crack in 1,000 pieces. Alright, so. Yeah, it's not really. It's. See what I mean? Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I don't like that. Alright, so I'm gonna get this thing in there. Alright, so I got the XL drive fired up. Let's see. Oh no, I don't see. Yep, there it is. AV card version 1 not. There we go. So it's being detected. All right. So okay. Yeah. Freaking monitor. Ugh. So the O2 is picky on what monitors you use. It's hilarious to me that the machine obviously didn't detect the monitor correctly, and the fact that it didn't would cause the OS to completely crash on that process. Holy crap. Oh, that's something to learn. I bet you all this original hardware is okay. I'm going to put all that back in here and see what happens. Alright, time to start up the original drive. Again, that thing's freaking out, but I'm not surprised because that thing caused all pain that I went through. Oh well. Let's see what happens now. Oh, don't do this to me again. Really? No. Whoa, there we go. Okay, I don't need the FTP. I don't know what it's doing. There's a program starting up. What's going on over here? Oh, hey. We have a WeatherSTAR XL. How about that? Well, it's connected to the AV out on this card. Hell yes. Holy shit. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to get out of that. We're going to do init 6, and we're going to get out of the system. System is shutting down. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to put the original hardware back in it. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to put the original hardware back in it, and we're going to try this again with all the original parts. And oh my god, if this works, it's going to, yeah, okay. We'll be back in a minute. Alright, so motherboard's back in place. I have all of his kind of sitting out of the way for now, so see what happens. The problem's going to be different, so it's probably going to bitch at me saying, hey, you kind of, I know how my hang you. You know, well, we'll see. No signal. Okay, starting up the system. Yeah, it's gonna be like, no, you can't do that. Let's see. Command print in Video status emitted. You know, that's different too, because before I was getting an error there. I wonder if that's what was causing it, because before I was getting that weird error there. Huh. Okay. Yeah, video input, NTSC image video. This must have been set by the software when it would start up. CPU frequency 180. Everything's normal. So, the only thing I don't have, OS loader / Unix. Yeah. Alright, so it threw an error. So what I'm probably going to have to do this again, unplug, you know, the typical, usual, let it discharge. We're going to get in here and move, because this is the drive bay that it was in with the other motherboard. So we're going to move that back over here. Alright, so try again. Let's see if we can't get a... This has been an interesting adventure. Learned a few things along the way. Let's see if that does anything. Yep. I stuck the WAN XL board back in there too. Yep, there it is. That's the board. This has got all the original stuff in it, including the RAM, so it's probably going to take longer to start up because the other board was at 300 megahertz. This one's only at the base 180. Well, just did something with the video over here. Interesting. See what we get. Hey, what do you know? It's doing something. Should launch Cal here in a second. Yep, here comes Cal. This is the original hardware that we started all of this adventure on last weekend. Would you look at that? The dang monitor! Wow! Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, yeah, I think that's going to call this video for now. So, this will be part 2 of the adventure. Part 3, we'll get all that stuff in the rack and get it all loaded. But for now, that's it for this video. That's a much better conclusion than the last video. So if you have a comment, please feel free to leave one in the video description comment section thingamabob below. Visit the Discord link if you want to. If not, thank you for watching, and until next time. Alright, now that we know that this thing works, finally, I got all the original hardware back in there that I was having a problem with, and that all works now. So it wasn't that was a damn monitor. Anyways, now that we're the next day in, it's light out, it's time to get this guy put back together. So I just kind of threw everything in here and out of the way when I was working on stuff because of what was going on. So let's clear all that out. Alright, so now that I have this thing apart, I kind of want to go over what I did here. So I added a transformer in here, did some crimp fittings, and that's now powering the SAT scan board. So I so I can get video into this thing. But yeah, so I'm debating whether I should fix this or not. I don't really care enough. Okay, well, it is time. It's kind of hard. There's no handle to grab onto this thing, so yeah. Trying to figure out how this. Yeah, it's all like bent up and shit. Alright, well, I'm gonna get this done. Alrighty then, now that I actually got it fired up, here's what's funny. I can plug the monitor in after it's all started up, and it works fine. I just can't have it plugged in while it's starting up, or it does that same thing that got us into this trouble. But yeah, so it's right now I got no video source plugged in, but it should be running a presentation. It is. There's no data, but it's running a presentation. So yeah, at this point it's time to get it back together, I think. Alright, so fast forward a year or so later. It's actually been about a year and a half. A lot of time has passed, and it's like that video kind of ended abruptly. Well, that was for a reason, because even though in the last clip we just figured out that it was a monitor problem is the reason why it wasn't working. But remember that pesky little I2C problem we were having with the motherboard that seemed to be seemingly unrelated? It's because it was. So yeah, we had a problem with the monitor, and yeah, it ran a presentation and all that stuff. So when I got it all hooked back up, when I was at the old place, the sound was very weak and distorted. It ran presentations, everything works fine, but it had weak and distorted sound. So come to find out, I'm like, I fought with this thing. I tried another AV card and I had the same problem. And I'm thinking, you know what? That's right. I remember we had that I2C problem. So, and I didn't get any of this on video, unfortunately. So I went ahead and procured another motherboard. I actually obtained a parts machine, which was all busted up and stuff like that. I actually obtained 2 parts machines with 2 motherboards. And I think one of the motherboards was bad. I don't remember. But I had one motherboard. It was the older board that doesn't take the faster CPU, which is fine because this is a 180 megahertz machine. So I swapped out the motherboard and the I2C problem went away and I had full audio. So the narrations work and the national audio works, and I kind of just, I put it into this rack. It's at the very, very bottom, but that's my rack. I need to probably talk about this in a future video or something. But yes, it's down there. I got the AV distribution box plugged in there. But anyways, so yeah, that's what it was. It did have a bad motherboard, but it was being masqueraded by the fact that the monitor, it just does not like the monitor. So anyways, it's all fixed now. Everything's all working now. And if you've watched my previous videos, you've seen where I've done the TWC 40th anniversary thing and had the WeatherSTAR XL. Well, that's all coming from this machine. So the machine is working. So I figured I would just publish the rest of these videos, or rest of those clips as a video, because I almost didn't want to publish it because the video was all over the place, but I decided to just release it anyway. So if you have any comments and you like this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that stuff. You can leave a comment if you wish, and until next time, guys, thank you for watching.